know there'll always be a honky-tonk in Texas. And from the dance floor you will hear twin fiddles play. And last call there'll be a jukebox in the corner, playing He Stopped Loving Her Today.
Well, you know what that music means. It's time for another Road Stories with Curt Ryle. And hey, guess who I see is over his shoulder there on the couch?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Steve Markward back from the Great Smoky Mountains. Guys, welcome in.
Hey, Brent. Man, we had a ball up there in the Smokies. We went up there to write songs, and we got up there, and I kept saying, Steve, we really need to write, man. We need to write something. And Steve goes, man, just leave me alone. I don't want to write. I just want to lay here and relax.
No,
Didn't you,
that's
Steve?
not true. Kurt went into hibernation mode.
Man, I think I just needed a break. I got up there and I started I got a lot of sleep, and I was just enjoying the scenery. It's beautiful up there. And every day we would get up, and of course we had a couple of our artists with us. We had Braden and Evie was up there, and those kids, they wanted to go out and do stuff. So Steve and I found ourselves outside playing cornhole most of the time with these kids, and playing games. They had a pool table in there, foosball. So
And also Kurt's a huge boxing fan because he was a boxer himself.
yeah.
So he turned me on to all these boxing highlight films on YouTube.
Yeah, I took him back and showed him some of the great Rocky Marciano films, and Sugar Ray Robinson, and some of the old great fighters, So we ended up just, we didn't get any songs written, but we sure got a lot of business taken care of. And a lot of good things are happening for Clarksville Creative Sound we're pumped about.
I understand. Yeah, it was a big week on that front, and you sure weren't resting on your laurels, even though you were taking it easy here. So I can't wait to see what comes of all that, and we'll be talking about that more later. But I understand you've got a special guest with you here tonight as well.
Yeah, actually, my adopted daughter is here with me. I say that because when I first brought her in the studio, she wasn't very old, and got to be extremely close to this young lady. She was such an amazing singer, and so I brought her in the studio when she was, oh my God, 7 or 8, I think. She was little, but I wanted to record her because I heard her out there on YouTube, and I just was blown away by her. And she's here with us all the way from Toronto, Canada, Jaden Riley. So, Jaden,
hi.
Have a seat.
All right.
Stop. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, welcome in.
Thank you. Good to be here.
It's good to have you on here. We talk about you a lot on the show here, but have not had a chance to get you on any of the shows. So exciting to have you on tonight.
Thank you.
Jaden has been in the studio, Brent, for 2 days straight, singing nonstop. And we've recorded, I think, the best songs of ever on her on this trip, because I wanted to take her more country. Jaden has been pretty much a pop artist most of her career. And I feel like that, country is kind of expanding and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I said, you know what, we need to make you a little bit more country. We brought her in. So what do you think, honey? What do you think of this stuff?
I like it. It's definitely different. Like, I like how different it is from previous stuff that I've done, but I think I prefer this.
That's great.
Honestly.
That's good news for the fans. Because it's not, in the past, Jaden has done a lot of cover tunes too. Of course, she keeps videos out there often on YouTube and Spotify and all the platforms. But this will be the first time that we've actually had a steel guitar in some of her music, and dobro and mandolin and some of these cool instruments. And I let her hear the songs without all the instruments, and she fell in love with them. So they're going to be great when we put them in.
Well, it's exciting. It's going to be hard to top some of the most recent music. I was just listening to "You Break Me" a little while ago. What a phenomenal song that is, and we'll share that a little bit later on with folks here. But before we get too far down the road, Curt, I know you were talking for anybody who's watching Fort Worth Musical Moments this past Friday. You were talking about hearing for the first time Jaden sing Simon and Garfunkel song, and that was really what kind of put her on your radar.
I think it not only put me on or put her on my radar. I think it put a lot of people. She was in a movie just recently with Sean Penn called Flag Day, and if I'm not mistaken, I remember Jaden telling me that Sean Penn had actually seen her sing that song in that video, and that's what got her on the movie set with him, and the same thing got her in the studio with me. So that song was a no-brainer.
Good. Really
Yeah, she knocked it out of the park, and it's very viral, 40 or 50 million views. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot of views. Go out on YouTube and check that out. Unfortunately, Facebook has gotten kind of stupid with these things here. Every time we put anybody else's music that we don't directly own the rights to, and a lot of it that we do have the rights to, Facebook always likes to shoot first and ask questions later. So before we know it, they've already muted the video here, and you can't even hear the music anyway. So we have to kind of maneuver around that. So we won't play that song, but I would tell you, go to YouTube and check that out because it's phenomenal.
Thank you.
But you guys got in the studio early on, Curt, and tell me, what was she a quick study?
No, Jaden was honestly, I called her a freak when she was like 7 or 8 years old.
In the best possible way, right?
Yeah, I called her a freak of nature because she has perfect pitch, Brant. When she walks in there in front of the mic, and Steve Marper here can attest to that because he's been here in the studio with me. When she walks in there and sings, it's dead on. She's perfect. I mean, her pitch is amazing. Her range is 5 octaves. Jaden is a freak of nature. This is one of those things that you can't coach it, you can't train it. It's just a gift from God, and there's no other way you can explain it. She's really good.
Well, one of the first songs that you guys wrote together that really had an impact was a song called "Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover." Tell me about that one.
Well, Jaden and I were sitting here on the couch, and I think she might have been 8 years old, Brant. And I said, Jaden, you and I are going to write songs together, and we're going to record them. And Jaden she probably doesn't remember a lot of this, but I remember her looking at me and going, but I don't know how to write songs. And it was so cute. And I said, well, you know what? You're going to tell me a story, and I'm going to write the song, but together we're going to make a song. And so she started telling me about bullying. Expand on that, Jaden. What was it like for you being bullied?
I think I went, like, my first school ever that I went to was not, like, the best for, like, bullying in general. It wasn't really, like, it was a big issue and wasn't really, like, I don't know how to word this. It wasn't, like, looked at and, like, caught or something like that. So people got away with it a lot. Once I moved to a different school, it was better, but like it was pretty bad when I was in that school. So
yeah, so she was like really upset about she said, I don't like bullies. And that was when I asked her about school. I said, well, tell me about school. She said, well, I don't like bullies. And I said, well, expand on that. Tell me about bullies. And she said, well, they don't like me maybe because I'm not like them. And I said, well, how are you different? Well, I don't know, maybe because I sing, and other kids could be jealous of that sort of thing. And so she just gave me all the reasons to sit there and just write down. I wrote down everything she said, and I just put it to music. And it was a song, Brant, that when we put it out, we really wasn't expecting too much. But that song, for a original song, was one of the biggest viral internet songs I've ever seen. It's in the millions. And the thing about it, that song, Brent, when she released it, afterwards, we had comments at the end of that video. I don't know if they're still out there. I'm assuming maybe they are, unless they took them down. But there were comments out after the video, and there were probably 14 or 15 children. I don't know their ages, but they said they were contemplating suicide until they heard the song. So this tells me how powerful music really is. This song possibly saved a lot of lives. Kids were thinking about killing themselves, and today we see it all the time. And this song that Jaden sang, and she sang it so beautiful. It touched a lot of kids' lives. I think it's probably one of the most influential songs that we've ever done.
Well, I've got it queued up here, so I'm going to roll it now so everybody can hear it. This is Don't Judge a Book by its Cover.
Do you feel strong because you think I'm weak? Do you feel pleasure when you're hurting me? You don't like me 'cause I'm not like you. Don't you know that I've got feelings too? Because I'm different, you can't see my heart. But your angry words are tearing it apart. If it's true that God don't make mistakes, then I'm a perfect child in every way. Don't judge a book by its cover. It may be worn, but it's my story, it's the truth. Look for the good in one another, 'cause I'd love me if I were in your shoes. What makes us different is not really real. How you think I look dictates how I feel. But I won't hide no more, I won't back down. I'm gonna turn the page and stand my ground. Don't judge a book by its cover. It may be worn, but it's my story, it's the truth. Look for the good in one another, 'cause I'd love me if I were in your shoes. 'Cause I'd love me if I were in your shoes.
And
Brett.
the vocals were so flawless in that, in fact, that you had people making comments on there questioning whether she actually sang that because it sounded so much more mature than her age.
Baby Jaden, you're stuck with me
Baby-
now.
baby.
How do you feel?
We were talking while that was playing, and I told her, I said, I used to hold that little girl, and just because I just love her like my own child. And
Now he has this.
Jay says
I
now,
know. How
Jay
do you
goes,
feel?
now all you have is this. A teenager. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
That's
But-
the way it works.
Brent, the thing about that song, if that would have played a little bit longer, you would have seen her walk out on the set and say something. And it was very, very special what she said, because she walked out and she said something like, I hope this is Jaden. I hope you like my song.
Oh, I remember.
And if you've been bullied, just know it isn't right. And we love you. And it was just the sweetest thing ever. Almost made me cry the first time I saw it. But that song really touched a lot of people. And every time I hear it, I'm just blown away. You could hear it was just a couple of guitars. We didn't put a
Right.
lot of production behind it,
Well, we'll clip that part and play it again. It went to black, and I hadn't had a chance to see the end of that, so I was just afraid it was just that was the end of it. So apologies for ruining the best part there.
No, it's okay. You said people had a hard time believing that was her. I want to tell you, Brent, the first time I recorded her was a song that you may play later, or you may not. I don't know what you have queued up, but she was in the studio singing, and I remember I wasn't looking through the glass. I was just kind of looking down at the console, and I was listening as she sang the song, and all I could think was, this is like an 18, 19, 20-year-old woman, you know. And then when the song ended, I was so mesmerized that, and then the door opened. She comes out of the vocal room and she goes, Mr. Curt, can I go out and play with Braden now? And I'm like, this beautiful woman that I was hearing turns into this little bitty kid. It was amazing.
Man.
Amazing singer.
We
Amazing.
had fun.
Yeah.
Are you still having fun with it?
Of course. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be doing it if I didn't.
Yeah.
I'll forever have fun.
And you know, that's something that we talked about this past Friday on Fort Worth Musical Moments. Curt, you brought up the point that you know, one of the reasons why the mentorship of young artists with Clarksville Creative Sound works so well is because the parents, and you don't have helicopter parents, you don't have people pushing kids to do stuff that they're really not engaged in. It's a total package here. The kids are engaged, the parents are engaged, and everybody knows their boundaries.
Yeah. And sometimes I have pep talks with these kids. You know, I work well with kids. I don't know. I think I'm still a kid at heart. Wouldn't you say? I still act like a kid, don't I?
Yep.
Shut up, Terry. You don't.
Yeah, you
you're
do.
not involved in this.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. Actually, oh my! Look, Steve. Look,
What is
that
that?
has nothing to do with what we're talking
Never
about,
seen
Brent.
that?
What
Brent
is
does that. He just has it right there at his
She's never
fingertip.
seen that video.
I've never seen that.
Oh, we gotta show her.
That's
You're in
scary.
for a treat.
Why did you have a wig
We're not
on?
going to talk about that right now. We're talking about Jaden Riley.
We were talking about kids at heart. Come on.
Weird.
I am a kid at heart. You saw I was a kid at heart right there.
You don't have that. Where did it go? It's
Oh,
gone.
we don't. Anyway, yeah, you know, Jaden, I still have to have pep talks with them because they're still kids. And sometimes they'll get in the vocal room, and Braden does it. And with Braden, I've learned how to handle him because he's my son. Of course, she's my daughter, but Braden, he'll just go in there, and if I don't think he's giving me 100%, I'll just turn the thing off, say, forget it, we'll do it another day because you're not into this, and I don't want to record you until you are. And then all of a sudden, bam, he'll pop up and go, wait a minute, Dad, give me another shot at this. You know, and I have to do that with them. I have to motivate them. And I'll just turn the dang machine off if I don't think they're giving me 100%, right, kiddo?
Yep.
But you know what? Sometimes they need that. They need that little extra kick. But I always have taken the time with these kids to say, look, if you go in there and you give me 100% and we get the song recorded, I will take you to get any kind of ice cream you want.
All the time.
And these kids love that. So they will do. Now they're teenagers and they're older. I don't have to do that stuff anymore. She's really good about going in there and giving me
Wait.
what I need. And
So
it's-
if I did do that, like next time we record and you do that, will we go get ice cream?
is that what you want? I guess I'll have to go get her some more ice cream, Brent. That's just
There
the
you
way it is.
Hey, we've got it on tape here, so we can hold it.
No, it's fun. We have a lot of fun in the studio. Jaden is she's one of my favorites of all the artists. We have so many great artists on this label, and so, a lot of them are on here tonight. We don't know who all of you are because your picture's not showing up. But if you want us to know who you are, I see people here that's talking and saying, awesome job, Jaden. But we don't know who you are because it says Facebook user. So if you want, go on there and tell us your name, and we will recognize you.
Dina's
Right
there.
now, we know Dina Wood's on
Dina's
here.
there.
Kevin
Hey,
Pullen
Dina.
is on here. And Darcel Stock, and that's about it. Everybody else, it just says Facebook user.
Yeah, great crowd for a Monday night.
Yeah, we got a great crowd. Somebody on here knows Tara, but we don't know who they are because,
I
like
bet you
I say.
I do.
But anyway, we do have Elvin Dallas on here. Brian Moon is in. They're starting to sign up now. But anyway, Brent, yeah, I'm so proud to have Jaden here. She doesn't get to come that often, and you know, COVID was a nightmare, wasn't it, honey?
Marlene C.
It really stopped our progress, and so now we're just starting to pick it back up, and
Yep.
things are looking better.
Well, you mentioned Braden a little bit earlier, and you guys have had a lot of success with that pairing and have created just some phenomenal songs over the years. Just talk a little bit about what makes that work.
What do you think makes it work with you and Braden?
In the studio?
Yeah.
I feel like if the song definitely portrays like a lot of motivation. Also, you motivate us too,
Mhm.
which is also helpful. So I feel like motivation is like a big part of it.
I think more than anything, Brent, I think it's that they like each other a lot. They've been friends since they were little, and they still are. They're up there having pillow fights while ago. They're still kids, and I think the fact that they like each other, they love to be around each other. When they're here now, they get in the car and they take off and they go in the car, and we don't know where they're at. So, but I think that's it. I think the fact that they work well together in the studio, and their vocals are so blended. Have you noticed that? Even still today, if you go back and listen to Love Just Flashed, oh my goodness, it's like they still sound great together.
And we've shared that one on a few shows, so I didn't pull that one for tonight. But anybody who missed it, go out and YouTube that one too. Love Just Flashed by Jaden and Braden. Great stuff there. One of the songs that you were talking about earlier that was one of the first collaborations was Beaches of Tofino. Tell us about that one.
Well, this
That
was a
good
song.
one.
I think what I did with Jaden was, she may not remember some of this because she was pretty young, but she came in and I told her, I said, I just want you to talk about where you're from in Canada and tell me the names of some of the places. You remember that, honey? Do you remember?
I think so.
Yeah, and I said, tell me some of the places in Canada that you like. And she said, oh, I love the beaches of Tofino. And I'm like, holy crap, what a great title that
Sounds
would
like
be.
somewhere in Italy.
So I wrote Beaches of Tofino, and I went out there and searched it and looked it up and went, Brent, it's the most beautiful ocean
The
I've
water,
ever seen.
we did swim in that water, and it was the warmest lake water I've ever been in.
It's not lake, honey, it's ocean, right? Isn't that an ocean?
Part of a great. What is it?
Maybe it's part of the Great Lakes. I don't know.
It's not an
Tara, is
ocean.
that an ocean?
Well, we swam in the lake,
It is.
Not
It's
an
a lake.
ocean.
I believe. Well, we're
Anyways.
All right, we don't know what it is, but I'm
Yeah,
telling you, it's the most beautiful place I've ever seen.
We
We'll get back to everybody on that. That might be a destination for the next Clarksville Creative Sound Retreat.
for the music video, we also hauled a giant sundae in a freezer, just a sundae all by itself.
All right, so
And-
what you're talking about is where we filmed the
Yes,
video,
that
Yeah.
was the lake.
but we didn't film the video at the real beaches of Tofino.
Oh, I thought
That's
you were
in
talking
Canada.
about where we swam.
No, I'm talking about the
Oh.
real beaches of Tofino,
Where's that?
and that's in Canada. It's in Nova Scotia, somewhere up in there.
So it's on the.
That's
Yeah,
on the Atlantic.
And so
I don't
she
know
was
what-
telling me about that, and then she told me about a road that they traveled on called the Dempster Highway. You told me about that when
I
you were
did?
little. Yeah, you did.
I don't know.
All of
Geo.
it's in the song. If you listen to the song, you'll hear the Dempster Highway. You'll hear all of this came from her. She gave me all the information, and I just wrote the song. So, but this was our very first song that we ever worked together on,
It
and
was?
yeah, our very first one. It's our first video,
Oh my gosh.
and so we needed a kid to play in the video. And Braden just happened to fit that bill. He was
Braden.
exactly the same age as Jaden, and he had already started his singing career with "Eye on You." I think
Right.
you played that one
Right.
not long ago, and so we thought, what the heck? We'll just put Braden in this video as an actor, and so that was his first time in a video with Jaden, and I think they were 8 years old. if
8
I'm not
years
mistaken.
old.
So, yeah.
We've got that one queued up here, so we'll show that now, and you can get your Canadian geography lesson through the eyes of Curt Ryle and Jaden Riley.
I thought I need another one.
Well,
Apparently,
Marlene said there's no ocean here in Newfoundland.
yeah.
So I maybe it is
It's a
a
lake.
beach or lake.
Okay, well we'll put an asterisk by this one. You can take it with a grain of salt, but it's a phenomenal video. Take my word for it. Here you go.
I think we all.
I saw you standing on the beach. You were on vacation from Tennessee. I looked at you and you looked at me, and we became best friends. We rode the waves on a boogie board, then built sand castles on the sandy shore. You made me feel like feathers in the wind. Oh, I was higher than the tides of the Bay of Fundy, sitting on the beach with a hot-fudge sundae, feeling the warm sand between my toes. Oh, I felt pretty
Along the North Pacific Ocean, British Columbia, the
There
beaches
we
of
go.
Tofino, not that far off of the state of Washington. So
Whoa!
I would love to say.
British Columbia. Somebody had it on the one of the. Well, you wanted to say something. What?
Yes, two things.
Okay.
I'm still very upset that Brayden ruined my sandcastle. I
Oh,
spent
yeah.
so much time on
Yeah,
that.
she did.
Sand mound, sand hill.
But you know what? They. By the way,
I
here's-
did. I kind of just
My
Here's
popped
the
toes
in.
are
actor.
also in that video a
here-
lot.
look at them now. They don't look like that
It's
anymore.
unsafe.
I
Yeah.
miss those kids.
Now you're
Yeah.
stuck with us.
Yeah, you're stuck with us now.
what happened?
They were so cute in
What
that
happened?
video, and yeah, I miss those kids a lot, Brent. They.
Sorry.
But wasn't that a great song? I mean,
Yes.
what a great song. I love that song. Never gets old.
So tell me a bit about the new music you guys have been working on here. What you mentioned it having more of a country feel here. Jaden, tell me about writing now, you know, as you mature and you look at life through a different lens.
Writing now for me is a little bit harder just because I have so much. I think I have too much ideas that sort of attack me once I'm in front of a pen and paper. But I always feel like writing with somebody like her is a lot easier for me because then both of our ideas sort of match up with each other, and it's easier to like make a song make sense, if that makes any sense.
Well, when she was little, all she had to do was tell me the story. Now she has to actually participate in the
Yeah.
songwriting. And but you know what? They're pretty good at it, Brent. They've been, we've been grooming these kids since they were little, and this is all part of artist development, as you know. And I'm really proud of these kids, and they stuck in here with us through thick and thin. When Jaden had a real shot at being on a major label with the label that Taylor Swift used to be on, which was Big Machine, and that deal would have happened, I think, had it not been for the fact that Taylor left that label and they changed hands. Scooter Braun left, or Scooter Braun came in, and Scott Borchetta left the label, and so we had to rethink our strategy there. And so Jaden, we felt like it might be best for her not to sign with a major label at that time, and I think it's working out for the best because she's not in debt up to her ears, and she's going to do very well with this company. I believe we're about to take off and do something.
All right. Well, since we've got Brayden back there in the background, I asked earlier, what about this combination between the two of you guys just works? What do you like about working with Jaden?
Say it nicely.
Nice. Watch my mouth on this one. But
Yeah, I'm ready.
I've always loved Jaden. I mean, ever since we were little kids, we always had a good connection. I mean,
So nice.
after she sang a song when we were little kids, like after she finished a song, we would go upstairs and play Uno. You know what I mean? Like small things like that where we would connect. So I mean, like even now we still have a great relationship. I mean, like we, go out for like late night drives, get McDonald's late at night. I mean, like we just do a bunch of things. You know what I mean? So I mean, I love working with Jaden, and as a group together, I think we make a great team. So
See, he's nice on camera.
I took a lot, but
Fair enough.
fair enough. What about you, Jade? What do you think?
Wow.
I feel the same way.
I think when they were
Sometimes. I'm
little,
kidding.
I think they won't admit it, but I think they kind of had a crush on each other when they were a little smaller. But I think now they've kind of like they're kind of like family. They've been together for so long. I think they've become more like brother or sister. I think, and they get into fights and arguments, and you would swear that they're actually brother and sister. But I think that the fact that they're both multi-gifted and talented. I mean, my gosh. How could you possibly put two people together and make it better than these two? This is amazing stuff.
Right. Is there another collaboration in the future?
We talking about duets?
Yeah.
Is there going to be another duet? Oh, we're going to huddle up here.
huddle up. Okay.
All right.
All right, Jaden. What do you
Yeah, I think so, Brent.
All right. You heard it here first.
No.
I guess there is one.
We are working on one. We haven't recorded it yet, but we actually have some ideas in mind, and I think they shocked everybody with that last video because Love Just Flashed was the first time in every video they've ever done. They were best friends, and they were always like this, and then in that one they broke up, and they were The fan base was
Later,
like, a lot of
sucker.
people didn't like it that they broke up in that video, but I think it was a special song, and they wanted to do it. I didn't know whether it was a good idea or not, but we did it, and I think it turned out really good.
It was pretty intense.
Yeah, and it shows some good acting in there, right? I mean, did you see
Yes.
Brady kick that table
Hey.
over? What he did, what you
One
don't know is he broke his big toenail when he kicked that table over, and he couldn't
Ew.
walk.
I didn't break it. I split it. But
That's nasty. I'm sorry.
yeah, it was not fun.
Gross.
But it was a good shot. I mean, I thought I looked pretty good in that shot.
It was one shot.
And
It
I
was
love
good.
the part where I had to like push him.
It was a
Oh
one
yeah,
take wonder.
oh yeah, you enjoyed that.
It was a
That
one
was my
take
favorite
wonder.
part.
And then when she got in my Jeep and drove up the hill,
You
if
mean my
y'all
Jeep?
remember that scene, or his Jeep, and drove up the hill, she burnt rubber and left half the tires up
Is it
there.
still there?
I think so, yeah.
Sorry. I'm really sorry.
But it was a good. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
I guess
So,
it was fun. I'm kidding. It was fun.
But
I also, hey, when I was up on that like big rock
Mhm.
mid filming, I got stung by a bee, and I still
Oh,
stayed in
yeah.
character. I'm so proud of that. 'Cause
That's
it hurt
why
a lot.
her eyebrow, your eyes, your head looked kind of weird. It's
Oh.
because she got stung by a bee.
Okay.
Well, I tell you what, you guys talking about that bought me just enough time to grab that clip and play it. So I'm going to grab it and play it here because I love this song.
The
And I
bee
th-
sting part? Or my
well,
face part?
no,
Funny?
the whole thing. So everybody watch closely.
for the
It just really shows the whole maturation process from what we just saw earlier to kind of this stage
Yeah,
here.
you'll see clips from their childhood in this video, which
Right.
is really cool.
Here we go.
I see you rummage through your clothes. Where you're going, I don't know. In disbelief, I watch you pack. It wasn't just a dream last night. We really had an awful fight. And I said things I can't take back. But I thought only you would always last. Our love just flashed before my eyes. I saw us laugh, I saw us cry. I saw us live like there was no tomorrow. I saw us walking hand in hand. I saw us loving in the sand. I can't believe it's taking its last breath of life. Love just flashed before my eyes.
Love just flashed before my eyes. I saw moments from our past, the ring you gave me when I asked if you would love me till the end. Mama cried and Daddy smiled as you walked me down the aisle. I said I do to my best friend. Could we just go back there again? Our love just flashed before my eyes. I saw us laugh, I saw us cry. I saw us live like there was no tomorrow. I saw us walking hand in hand. I saw us laughing in the sand. I can't believe it's taking its last breath of life. Love just flashed before my eyes. Oh, before you walk away, I've got 3 things to say. I love you. Love just flashed before my eyes. I saw us laugh, I saw us cry. I saw us live like there was no tomorrow. I saw us walking hand in hand. I saw us
Again with the
Wow.
sandcastle.
Well, my apologies for thinking I wasn't going to play that tonight because that one needed to be played tonight.
Wow,
Just
what a
great,
song.
great song. My gosh.
That never gets old, does it?
No, it sure doesn't. Man, everything about that, the video as well.
Would you quit?
I'm trying to help you.
You know, we got some people. We want to say hi to Billy Bowles on here tonight. We got
Yeah.
people
Hey,
from
Billy.
Moon.
I'm glad Billy's finally internet connected. He called me yesterday about 9 o'clock in the morning and wanted me to share around the promo for the show yesterday because his whole area was out of internet here. They had some storms roll through there. So I'm glad he's
Hey, I want to shout out to Billy Bowles and thank him for playing. Let's see, he played me and
Braden.
Jasmine, and then Jasmine and Braden in a duet. So
Yeah.
it's a triple shot of Clarksville Creative Sound. So thank you, Billy Bowles.
Billy is one of the great DJs out there, like Brent himself, who plays a lot of great Clarksville Creative Sound artists. And
well, yeah, along those lines, you know, I noticed that we played a Steve Marquardt song at 3:42 a.m. this morning. So all the
whole world was listening to that,
Yeah,
right?
all my insomniac friends were up listening to that.
yeah, just me, I guess.
Hey, hi to Mike Smith on here, Edmund DeLeo. We got a lot of people. My goodness, there's a lot of people in here tonight.
Yeah, great turnout here. Hey, somebody else I want to make sure that we say hi to. You know, a couple of those songs were co-written by John Castleberry. We want
Yes,
to
sir.
let everybody know that we're thinking about him. Hope he's feeling all right and doing all right.
John co-wrote Beaches of Tofino with us.
Right.
John co-wrote a lot of songs that Jaden and Braden did. Actually, I'd give up my phone for you. John was here for that.
He's here for a lot.
Yeah, so John will be here tomorrow. He's coming to see Jaden here tomorrow, visit in the studio and hang out with us. And so, yeah, we're glad John's with us. And oh my gosh, there's just too many people in here to name everybody.
We
Peggy
love
York
them
is
all.
here. So hi, Peggy.
Do I
And
know anybody?
but anyway, yeah, Brent, we've had a fun couple of days here having Jaden in the studio. We're not getting to shoot any videos this week because we're just so busy doing vocals and trying to get her next album up and ready. And but Jaden has a great work ethic. She comes in here, and you know what's really cool is she finished her 2 songs, and then I said, you know, Jaden, Evie May is one of Clarksville Creative Sound's new artists that we just signed, and she's a 16-year-old girl. And I said, I still need harmony on about 4 of her songs. And Jaden went in there and knocked that out in about 20 minutes.
Wow.
And I was like, holy cow. I'm so proud of these kids, Brent. They're so talented. And she was just never heard the songs, just walked there and nailed that harmony, and it was just amazing.
I think that would be a pretty dynamite pairing in the future as well.
Absolutely. I would love to hear, and Braden actually has a duet with Evie that'll be coming out soon. They did a great song.
Trio.
We could do that.
There you go.
We talked about doing a Christmas album and having every artist from Clarksville Creative Sound come in and do a Christmas song. And, you know, that's something we'll probably end up doing in the future.
That's a great idea.
You think so?
Bro, I can't believe I didn't think of that.
Uh-oh.
With all the artists. Now, I want credit for it now.
I'm not surprised you didn't think of it.
I want credit now. Oh,
Yeah, it's
that's a good idea.
Or like an album of everybody like collab.
No, I like the Christmas song.
I think the Christmas thing is a cool idea. We may do that.
Dude, that's super
They
cool.
all have to be originals too.
Absolutely, we could do that.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
you
this
go.
it's been a fun week, Brent, and you know we still got a lot of work to do. She's going to be here a couple more days, and of course we'll be back in October, as you know, for the awards
Yes.
out in Opryland. And I found out today that Jaden and Braden are up for 5 awards,
Wow.
and they're competing against each
Oh,
other
yeah.
in every one of them except one where they're up together as a duet.
I just want to say that every year that we've been nominated for the Josie Awards, that we've all been like me and her, like other than like the male and the female, we've both been nominated for the same award.
Yep.
So it's kind of like
Like we're competing.
like a rivalry kind
May
of,
the best
or like
Riley
allies at
win.
the same time. But she's won every year, so I'm hoping
Well,
that this year I will take home the victory.
Well, no, wait a minute. You got a best male vocalist of the year last year.
Yeah, but that's
so.
male vocal. I mean, like us two together in the same category.
Oh well, yeah, they want to win duets, so and they're up for it with "Love Just Flashed."
I
so
love it.
What is my
that's a
hair
possibility
doing?
that could happen.
Can they still vote? Can y'all still?
No.
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 Oh darn.
That's
Trying to
voting
get a
so.
few extra sneaky votes.
Yeah, the extra sneak votes, but
It's fun out there at the Grand Ole Opry just to be there. That last year it was absolutely packed, and we took home a lot of awards last year. And I think this year almost every artist on the label is up for an award. Steve came in a little late, so he didn't get in on it. But next year, I predict he will probably take home 1, 2, because there's nobody out there that does what Steve does better than Steve.
Yeah.
So it's we got a lot of good things happening, Brent, and I'm really excited about what we're about to embark on. And Steve and I will be talking about this soon. But it looks like things are falling right into place for all of us, and got some really cool things happening.
Absolutely. I'm sure people are curious too. Jaden, are you doing any live performing, or do you have any planned?
I don't think I have any.
Oh yeah, you're gonna
as
be
a
you'll be
plan.
performing at National Hall.
Sorry.
In Fort
Yeah,
Worth. She's
I'm not.
Jaden. Well, and is there anywhere else in Canada that you'll be performing? What is it?
Working on a few.
We are
She's working on
yeah.
two other things that she'll be doing too. So
We want to get Jaden down to Texas. That's for sure. Everybody's going to love her. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Is that something you enjoy doing, live performing?
Yeah, I mean, with COVID, I did it a little bit before COVID, and then when COVID hit, it just took a different turn, I guess, and everything sort of paused. So it's sort of hard to get back where I was pre-COVID, but we're getting there slowly.
she and Braden did concerts together. They did one in New York City before COVID, right before COVID, and that was the one. That was the last one they got to do.
Was that the one I was like?
Yeah, Jaden was extremely dehydrated up there that year, and I was having to force water down her throat, just practically pouring it in her. But she
was so sick.
They
so bad.
but they still did a great show up there, and I was proud of them. They did a good job, and it looked. We had a lot of things on the table lined up for them, to a lot of concerts. Braden went on and did 3 more concerts that year in Georgia, and Jaden was actually on the Mini Pop Kids in Canada, which is like the Disney.
It's like kids pop for you guys.
Yeah. So she had a lot going on before COVID.
Good stuff. Well, I mentioned earlier the song "You Break Me." Tell me about that song, 'cause that's another phenomenal song out there right now.
That's definitely one of my favorite songs, and definitely the video. The video was so fun to make. I loved it, and I just loved the song. Everything about it was just—it's one of my favorites. It's definitely up there.
She pressured me for 3 years to record that, Brant, and I kind of pulled back on it. I just didn't know that it was the right song for her, but you know, she wouldn't give up on it, and she kept pressuring me, and so I said, well, if we're gonna do it, let's do it right. And Jaden is an old school. She's an old soul in this little body here, and she has ideas about what she wants. I mean, you did a song one time called Guardian Angel.
Oh, yeah.
And she came in here and she said, look, I want a little bit of Beatles in this thing. And I want a little bit of Stairway to Heaven. And she's in some solos. And so I was doing all these guitar things that she wanted. And she kind of did that in this song, You Break Me. And she kind of wanted a little bit of Carlos Santana in there. So I did all this electric guitar stuff and tried to make it sound like Carlos. And a lot of people, I think I got close because a lot of people go, wow, this sounds like Carlos Santana. And then I did all these classical guitars. A lot of this stuff was her ideas. These kids are pretty much producing their own records now. You know, they tell me what they want, I just do it.
All right.
It seems that way.
Well, the formula seems to be working. And before we play this video, I do want to make mention, because you're talking about some of those big label artists. She's done a ton of great covers, and some of everything from Metallica to Guns N' Roses and fill in the blank. And some of those, I mean, you're talking about 25 or 30 million views on some of those videos. So I hope everybody will go YouTube those and just spend some time looking at those, because they're great.
Thank you.
But I'm going to go ahead and play this one now. This is You Break Me.
I can have a
heart of stone, stand my ground and walk alone. Be strong when everything falls down around me. I can keep my self-control, guard the secrets of my soul, solid as a rock until you found me. Baby, you roll me, you shake me, you take me in your arms and make me wanna give you every little piece of my heart. Baby, you rock me, you roll me, there's something in the way you hold me, yeah. Oh, I just fall apart. Baby, you break me. You mold me like a piece of clay, all my inhibitions melt away. Every time, my baby, I'm around you. I'm shaking when you hold me close, unprotected and exposed. I don't know just what it is that you do. Baby, you move me, you shake me, you take me in your arms and make me wanna give you every little piece of my heart. Baby, you rock me, you roll me, there's something in the way you hold me, yeah. Oh, I just fall apart. Baby, you break me. All my walls come tumbling down, they just crumble to your touch. Baby, you move me, you shake me, you take me in your arms and make me wanna give you every little piece of my heart. Baby, you rock me, you roll me, there's something in the way you hold me, yeah. Oh, I just fall apart. Baby, you break me. Baby, you break me, yeah.
I thought I better roll it all in case there was another Easter egg I missed there. I wasn't going to do that twice. You're right. There is a definite Santana vibe there, but listening to the lyrics, it kind of takes me back to the 90s and early 2000s, kind of soul R&B, like, Boys to Men, Shy, Silk, Mint Condition, any of those, 90s R&B acts, man. It's just the fusion of that is really funky. I love it.
Yeah, that song was actually written by Brett James, Troy Burgess, and Hillary Lindsey, three of the greatest songwriters of all time. And I actually recorded this song on a girl that I was producing on Disney. She was on Disney, and we did that song, and the girl ended up, I don't want to get into a long drawn out thing, but she ended up off the label. And when she did, the song just set for years and years and years. And that's when I decided, what the heck, I'm going to put this out on Jaden, and I'm glad we did. It's too good a song.
There's a comment here that says she's a finalist in the ISSA Awards for this video that's voted on here in 2 weeks. So congratulations on that. We can't wait to see how that turns out.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I just want to reiterate to Jaden's fans, because she's got a lot of fans on here, and when you hear Jaden's next round of songs that we're coming out with, you're going to love these songs because they still have that element of a little bit of a pop feel to them, but they got country instruments and they're beautiful, and it just takes her a little more to the country realm, and I think the songs are just amazing. So we're real excited to release her next album, and we'll release singles off of it before we release the album. So
Excellent. Well, I feel like we're keeping Braden awake here.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm just keep going. You're good. You're waking me up.
All right, okay. Just want to make sure.
yeah, we again want to thank everybody who's on here with us watching. We really appreciate all you guys and all the support of the disc jockeys out there who play our music, and there are a lot of them on here. Too many to name, but we one of our ladies that's on staff with Clarksville Creative Sound, Dina Wood, is on here, and she keeps this thing rolling. She keeps it working like a fine-tooth comb. We want to thank Dina Wood for all she does for
Thank you, Dina.
our label.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dina's the
We
best.
love our Dina.
We love
Yeah.
you, Dina.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. Thank you for everything. But I know I
So
can't wait.
anyway, Brent, we before we wrap this thing up, and I know we've been on here a long time, we need to get off of here. But before we do, let us know, let everybody know, because there's a lot of new people on here who hasn't watched what you do and seen your show. Let everybody know how they can go out there and listen to this music on your radio program.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate that. RuralStrongMedia.com is the place you want to go there. That's kind of the hub for all of it. We've got Rural Strong Radio, which is our 24/7 streaming radio station. You can also find it on the Live 365 streaming radio app, so you can put that on your phone or your tablet or take it with you wherever you go here. We are playing nonstop. We play some ag programming throughout the day, but when we're not doing that, we're playing everything from the 1920s. We're talking Jimmy Rogers on up to Bob Wills, Ernest Tubb, Lefty Frizzell, Hank Williams, and then we'll get all the way up to some of today's artists and some of these great artists that you've got before you right here that we're playing here, just around the clock. So you get a real musical history lesson here. And it's something we enjoy doing it. So again, ruralstrongmedia.com and Rural Strong Radio, also Tractors and Troubadours, which is my national radio show and podcast. It comes out every Friday, and we showcase a different artist every week on there. And that's being picked up by radio stations. We just added a new radio station, Georgia Radio, which is an internet-based radio station covering the state of Georgia. And they were looking for some ag programming, so they picked that up as well. So they play a lot of traditional country music just like we do, and have added some ag programming. So we're running there every week as well. So more and more places to get it. We've got some live streams on that website. We're going to be adding more of those as well. And just a lot going on here. And also we want to make mention of Fort Worth Musical Moments, the show that we've got with Steve over there every Friday at 10 a.m. Central. You can find that at the Fort Worth Musical Moments Facebook page, the Clarksville Creative Sound Facebook group, and the Rural Strong Media Facebook page. And we're just going to continue to build on this. This is the first week that we've done this show on a couple new platforms here, and I think that's why we're seeing some bigger numbers here. And we're going to put it out in a few other places here and just kind of throw that net as far as we can here and just try to get as many folks as we can watching this thing as we continue to build, because we've got a very big fall coming up here. A lot is kind of culminating here and some big events coming up here in the next few months. You're going to want to stay plugged in.
We sure appreciate all you do for us, Brant. You're a big part of Clarksville Creative Sound, and appreciate you playing our artists. And
Thank you so much.
people, y'all need to go out there and listen to Brent's program, because it's just amazing. I listen to it every chance I get, and I always hear nothing but the best music on that thing. So good job, Brent.
Well, I appreciate it. We've got a lot coming up here, because kind of like what's going on here at Clarksville now. Everybody is in this mode here where you don't get a lot of albums released anymore. It's a lot of singles, and everybody's kind of on this cadence of releasing singles like every 90 to 120 days. So every time you turn around, everybody's got singles coming out here. So my biggest challenge is trying to keep on top of them all here and get everybody their due. And there's a ton of great artists. And as I told somebody the other day here, we are working to dispel that whole myth that true country music is dead, because it's absolutely not. It's very much alive and well, and being created right there in Clarksville, Tennessee. And by a bunch of other great artists as well. You just got to know where to look for it. And we have tried to create a hub for folks to go out and find that music and make it easy to share with others. And we're just going to continue to build that way.
Yeah. Our good friend Billy Bowles does a great job of keeping it alive too, and he's been doing it for a good while out of Sundown, Slayton area, out near Lubbock, West Texas, and his show goes all over, including I think you rebroadcast it on Sunday mornings, right?
Absolutely, 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central, every Sunday. You can catch Billy Bowles Swinging Country on Rural Strong Radio. So that plays right after Sunday's Kind of Country with Robbie Lynn. We kind of get things started at 9 a.m. Central and do 3 hours of inspirational music, and then go into Billy's show, and he's got 2 hours of great Western swing and country music, and just a great day of programming there. That's one of my favorite days, just to I'm not also the guy that programs this stuff. I love listening to it. I'll sit back and just listen to it for hours on end too, because I love it. So
all I know is Billy sells a lot of Kailito salsa.
yes, even to me, he made a fan out of me. I get it every chance I can get, and I tell you what, once you get the Kailitos, you'll never go back.
That's great stuff. I think you can even get it up in Canada. So
Well, I want some of that. I don't know what I love that stuff, but
I think they've got it in a lot of Walmarts and also Kroger. So you may go check your Walmart or Kroger. They may have it there on the shelf there. So a little free promotion for Kailito's salsa. Yeah,
Yep.
great stuff.
Hey,
Matter of
Neil,
fact, I might go up and have some right now.
that sounds good, doesn't it? You know,
Yeah, it
Brent, a
does.
lot of people still ask for albums, and so we still try to do them. And I just want to say that Steve and I've been working on our website, and it's a work in progress because it's a lot of work
Right.
to get this website, a website this big. But ClarksvilleSound.com is the website, right, Steve?
yes.
Clarksville Sound, not Clarksville Creative, but ClarksvilleSound.com will be the website. And soon, people will be able to go to that website. You can go now; it's open, but it's not anywhere near finished. But soon you will be able to go on there, and every artist on this label will have their own page. You'll be able to see their pictures, photos, bios. You'll be able to buy their albums right off of that website. So I'm just going to give that a plug too. So be looking for that, and hopefully
We'll
soon.
make some announcements when it's going to go and when everything's going to be complete. Of course, websites, as you know, are organic and never really finished. We're always adding to and modifying, but we're working hard to try to get that thing done and get it ready to go. So yeah.
A lot in the works here, but boy, every time you take a step back and take a look at that 30,000-foot view, a lot has been accomplished in the last 12 months here, and I can only imagine what it's going to look like 12 months from now.
I've seen I've seen glimpses of it, and it's coming. I'm telling you, it's going to be big.
That's right.
So be watching for Clarksville Creative Sound artists. Don't forget these artists, all these artists here, Steve Markford and Jaden and Braden, and the list goes on and on. We've got about 12 or 14 artists on this label, and you're going to be seeing a lot of these.
And the
people.
greatest producer in the world, Curt Ryle.
Oh, thank you.
That's right.
Clap your hands.
I'm sorry. I clap my hands every day for her.
Grant, don't show that other video, please. All right. So we,
What did you? I missed that first part. What was that?
nothing. I'm not saying another word. We want to thank everybody for coming on. We'll be doing this every other week, right, Brent? So
Absolutely. Yeah. So 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be back 8 p.m. Central Time. And we're going to have some more hijinks here. Who knows what kind of stories Kurt's got up his sleeve for that one. So we look forward to it.
it'll be entertaining. I may not have a guest on the next show, but I might. You never know.
Hey, thanks for having me on this one.
Yeah. Hey, thank you. And I hope we can.
Much.
I hope we can bring you back for some of these other shows here, because we always enjoy getting to hear that music and getting to hear about the artist behind it.
No.
Excellent. Well, I tell you what, here it's been fun. We've had for this show a record number of comments, a record number of folks jumping on here, and we thank everybody who's taken the time to join us here tonight for this. We hope you come back again 2 weeks from tonight at 8 p.m. Central for another Curt Ryle's Road Stories. Well, Curt, thanks so much. We look forward to seeing you guys down the road.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Adios.
Oh, there'll always be a honky tonk in Texas. And from the dance floor you will hear twin fiddles play. At last call there'll be a jukebox in the corner, playing He Stopped Loving Her Today.